Today we are going to discuss about how to create raster stack or what is the concept of brick, and then we will learn how to perform modification on some raster stack, and also we will discuss about true color composite. Now this session is useful for any kind of project that you are performing using spatial data. So we will do the theoretical part as well as the coding part. So we have already discussed how to set the working directory in R. If we are not setting the working directory in R, then it is very much difficult for us to access the input files. And loading the package raster is important, right? Since we are working on spatial data, more precisely we are working on raster data, so this package is useful. And now we have already discussed how to load different bands of a raster. We know that whenever we are talking about a raster, it consists of some number of bands. So we can load the bands according to our use. And also, if the extension of the band is not in TIF format, then we can change it. If it is in .rst format, then we can convert it into TIF format. So we have already discussed everything about this. But in the previous class, we have discussed that what if we want to convert the projected band in different coordinate systems. So in the previous class, we were talking about coordinate systems. So in that case, we have discussed about a function project raster. So this is the function I was talking about. So why this function is useful? So if we want to convert or project a particular band, say band 1 or band 2, to a different coordinate system, then this function is important. And I have already discussed what is the meaning of individual argument of this function. But what happens? See, this is a very important point that you have to remember. So by using this lines of code or function project raster, I am going to change the coordinate system, right? So from UTM, I'm going to convert it in long lat format. So this format is specified over here. But what happens? In the previous day, I will not be able to execute this line of code. I have explained everything. So what is the problem? First thing we have to keep in mind. So whenever we are dealing with this kind of function, memory is a factor. Means sometimes it is important to enhance the memory capacity. So here the most important point is whenever you are dealing with project raster function, in order to convert the coordinate system of a specific band of your use for a particular project, first you have to enhance the memory limit. Otherwise, it will give you an error. So first discuss about this function memory.limit. So today we are going to discuss everything, but what is the primary requirement? Here our primary requirement is we have to enhance the memory limit. Now what is this memory limit function? So generally it is written as memory dot limit, and then here it will be written as size is equal to NA. So here my point is whatever functionality we are going to perform today, before this, if you are not going to perform this memory limit extension, then it will be a problem. It will result in error even if your codes are correct. So what is this size is all about? See, it is a numeric value. So if this size is defined as NA, it means it reports the memory limit. So whenever you execute this code by placing NA over here, then you will get the memory limit. Otherwise, we can request for a new memory limit that we are going to do. And whatever memory is allotted, it will be in MB. This thing you have to keep in mind. So here see what I have done. Over here in the right hand side top, what is written? 121. See, this is the memory limit it is showing. So basically, whenever I'm executing this code, it needs some memory. And why I am concerned about memory, try to understand. Here we are dealing with raster, and the size of the raster bands are huge. So what happens if you are not concerned about the memory of the system? Then there will be a problem. Now you can ask me one question. Okay, ma'am, you have one memory requirement. You have some memory in your machine. I have some memory in my machine. They cannot be same. So try to understand using this mechanism, I am not extending the actual memory. Actually, here logically, I am extending the memory. We have the concept of virtual memory, right? So basically, here I'm exploiting virtual memory. So this is a trial and error method. How much memory should I extend? It depends on how many bands you are working on. And there is no fixed rule. So what happens? I know that this memory limit function can extend the system memory, right? So I am just giving here some numbers repeatedly. And I was just trying to see what amount of memory they are allocating. So the best way is write any number over here and try to execute this code. If it is giving some error, it means memory limit what you have allotted, it is not enough. Then you go and change the memory limit, right? So in the previous day, I haven't extend the memory. As a result, it will give us some error, right? So first note, whenever you are performing any project, what is the first consideration? First, you have to decide in which coordinate system you are going to work. You are going to work on UTM system. If you are going to work on long lat system, first you have to precisely think on that. So whatever raster you are downloading, then if it is in UTM, you can change it in long lat format. And on the other hand, reversely, if it is in long lat format, you can convert it into UTM system. So whatever may be the scenario, I'm going to show you both. So this syntax is very much important. And why I'm discussing about this syntax? This concept is not defined anywhere. So this thing you have to learn from your experience. So while doing some project on this raster, I have found this kind of problem and I have solved this problem using this single line of code, right? So this is the first thing. Now here what I am doing, here I am just changing the coordinate of the raster band, which is a raster band 1. So you can change coordinate of any band. So let me execute this one. Let's see what will happen. So let me load the bands first. So this is my working directory. And here I'm just using library raster. Why I have got the error? Because these codes were not executed. So setting the working directory, then loading the raster package, and then I'm just going to load the band 1. And see, this is the band 1 that I'm going to plot. It will take some time, and see in the right hand side, you will see the band 1. Right? So here I'm not working on band 2 and band 3. This is a kind of conversion that I have shown in the previous class. Now let's come to the actual working functionality. So what I have done, inside the D drive in the folder spatial band r underscore data, here I have created one subfolder bands where I have downloaded band 1 to band 6 from Landsat 8. And all the inputs are in TIF format. I will show it to you. So basically, I am setting my current working directory as D, then spatial band underscore R underscore data, and then bands. So this is my now current working directory in which I'm going to work on. So now here, this line I have already explained. Whatever bands I have in this folder, all the bands are in same format. They are in the TIF format. So I am just creating a stack of raster, means a list of raster, where I am just stacking all the 6 bands together. So Whenever your raster bands all are in the same format, then using this single line, you can pile up all the bands together. Now, if you want to see what is the value, means what I am storing in the R list, at this point of time, you have to write stack R list. Means here I am just piling up all the bands together. Now, if you display this variable raster where I have stacked R list means which is considering all the TIF bands, means all the bands which are in TIF format, then you will be able to see all the bands as output. See, we have band 1, band 2, band 3, band 4, band 5 and band 6. So all the bands now we have in the variable rasters. Right? Now, if I just write the variable name where I have stacked the R list, then see what it will show. So it is showing the definition of the raster bands on which we are working. And in the previous class, I have already explained what is the meaning of resolution 30 meter by 30 meter because we are working on Landsat. If you are working on any other data set, then the resolution will be different. And here, see, we are working on CRS system. So everything is defined over here. So you can get the detailed definition of each and every band. Means you will be able to see the band information. Now see, here I'm trying to plot all the bands that are already there in the variable rasters. See in the right hand side. So I have already stacked 6 band inside the variable raster and I will be able to see all the bands one by one in the right hand side. Band 1 to band 6. And see, by the color you will be able to identify all the bands will have their different properties. That's why I was explaining that in a particular project, which band you have to use. It depends on what kind of activity you are going to perform. If you are performing any study on rock or mineral, then first you have to learn from the data set that rock information, mineral information, it is stored in which band. Then you have to collect only those bands. Means a data set may have, say Landsat 8 may have 11 bands, but all bands are not required. It depends on your project in which you are working, right? So for the time being, you just consider whatever project we are going to do in that project, band 1 to band 6, they are useful for us. It is just an example. So now what we have to do, we have to change the CRS because in the previous day I have discussed everything about the coordinate system, right? So now we will learn how to change the coordinate system from CRS to long lat format and vice versa. So here I'm just setting the current working directory where I have only 6 bands. And here I'm just displaying band 1, just checking whether band 1 is there in my working directory or not, working folder or not. Yes, this is the information about band 1. Okay. Then we know that I'm going to change the coordinate. So for that purpose, writing this line is essential. So see, here the memory size is 25000 and you know that the unit is in MB. So I'm extending the memory limit virtually. And here what I am doing, here I am just changing the coordinate system from CRS to long lat. So project raster function is used in R to change the coordinate from CRS to long lat. So now I'm going to execute this line. Let's see what will happen. See, here there is a stop sign and it will take considerable amount of time to display the output because it is changing the coordinate system of a particular band. So you just have to wait for some time to see the output. So in the meantime, just we will discuss some more point. So here you can ask me one question, that is why we have to change the coordinate system. Changing coordinate system, why it is important from CRS to long lat or long lat to CRS. So here I'm just giving you a very simple theory, that is, say we often need to gather spatial data set from different sources. So we will exploit different data sources like Landsat, Sentinel-2, RapidEye. So these are the data sources from which we are gathering spatial data sets, right? And see, all the spatial data sets that we are gathering, they have different spatial extents, means they have different spatial formats. So this data are often in different coordinate system also. So whatever data we are gathering from different sources, say I am working on a particular project. So this is my project 1. In this project, say land related information I am gathering from one data source, and say environmental information I am gathering from another source. So whatever data we are gathering from different sources, their spatial extent will be different. Their coordinate system will be different. So at this point of time, what you can do? So the only option you have is you have to use project raster function in order to convert any of the raster into some common coordinate system. So this is one reason. But theoretically, I can explain you why we need to change this kind of coordinate system. That is, the data which are stored in a particular CRS convention, say they are coming from some particular data set provider. Say I'm collecting data from some government agency. So it may happen that whatever data we are collecting from a source, they are provided by some government agency, and they are following some particular coordinate system format. However, that format is not useful for my project. So at that point of time also we have to convert our coordinate system. And another thing is that the data which is stored in a particular CRS, that is customized to a particular region. Means I'm giving you one example. Say for an example, say if you are talking about US, in US they prefer to use a state plane projection which is customized for a particular state. So whatever convention they are using for their coordinate system, they are customized, state-wise customization they are following. So whenever you are acquiring that data for your project, then there is a need of changing coordinate system. So these are the various reason you may have. Due to this various reason, you have to change your coordinate system to work on a particular project. See, this code has already executed, and let me print this variable. See, here resolution was 30 meter by 30 meter before this conversion. Now they are showing the resolution in degrees. This is the first change that you can see. And here see the CRS, then you will be able to see that it is in long lat format. So what we have done over here, if you see this description, what you can see after writing project raster function, the band 1, it has changed to long lat format, and the projection is UTM, zone is 40, and it is for Vietnam. And if you plot this variable, see in the right hand side, you will be able to see the band, which is, see, the outcome is in latitude longitude format. So the coordinate system is changed to long lat format, right? So this is how the project raster function will work. Now, if you want to change the coordinate system from latitude longitude to some other UTM system, then what you can do, you can take one variable and here you can copy this one. See, as a CRS, it is showing that now it is converted to long lat. Now, if you convert it into CRS again, then you have to just copy this definition and you have to put this definition into a variable, say X. You just copy that portion over here and then it will be converted to the previous one, CRS system. Anyways, but here our focus is to perform some kind of modification. So changing coordinate is one part. Now we have to understand what do you mean by raster modification. So I have already discussed about raster stacks. That is, a particular raster is having several bands. Now we will run the code where we will just understand how to create or how to stack different bands of a particular raster. So for that purpose, here what I am doing, I am just loading the bands that are in my input folders. So here I am loading band 1, which is in TIF format, and it is storing in the variable band 1. And if you write band 1, it will show the information about the band 1, and if you plot the band 1, then it will plot the image. So here I'm just loading band 1, band 3, band 4, band 5 and band 6. But say I need for my project, I need only band 1, band 3 and band 4. It may happen because I have already discussed what kind of project I am performing. Whether I'm performing project on mineral identification, stone identification, rock identification, anything. Say for any kind of project X, I need only 3 bands, band 1, band 3 and band 4. So what I will do, I will stack all these bands together in a variable. So here stack function is used to stack the bands. So here band 1, band 3 and band 4 are the variables in which I have already loaded the bands in TIF format using raster function. So I'm just going to use this variables over here. So stacking of band is very easy. I will use stack function and then within bracket I will write the variable names in which I have the bands in TIF format. Now let's plot the band. So now if you see in the right hand side, you will only able to see 3 bands, band 1, band 3 and band 4, because I have only explored these 3 bands as a stack. Now see, alternatively I will give you one idea. So this is a very important thing that you have to keep in mind. See, creating a stack is same concept as creating a brick in spatial data analysis. Means another way to create a stack is to use the function which is known as brick. So using the brick function, you can also stack the raster bands. Both are same. However, people prefer to use stack function because it will take less time than brick function. Anyways, you can use any one of them. So bricking and stacking both are same. Now see, I'm using here one particular function. See, here I have written plot br, then dollar sign, then band 1. Now here you have to understand one point. By writing this code, here we can access individual bands from a stack. So at this point of time, what I have done, I have created one stack with 3 bands. Means here band 1, band 3 and band 4 are piled up together. But if I want to pick up any one band from this stack, at this point of time, you have to write the variable in which you have the stack, then dollar sign and then the band name that you want to pick. Now what is the meaning of dollar sign over here? So whenever you are using dollar sign means you are going to access any variable. So whenever in R, if you are going to access any variable, any column or any particular band, so before that column name or before that band name or before that variable name, if you put dollar sign, it means you're going to access that particular variable. So that's why if you want to access any particular band from a stack, then you have to use this syntax. And similarly, if you are using stack function, then also you can use the same concept. Means you can use dollar sign, name of the variable, then dollar sign and then name of the band that you want to access. Both are same. So basically Bricking and stacking, both functions do the same thing. You can use any one of them depending on your choice.